typical thing happens in the senior high school English composition and some tests like GPT elementary or intermediate level writing tests. And sometimes we will ask you to write letters or nowadays emails. This is usual type. And for emails, there is another. This is another big area for writing. But sometimes it will still have appears in senior high school English composition. And actually, when I was senior high school, I take the 学测, the general scholastic ability test, and I got a type of writing a letter. And however, the third type is actually the thing that you need to spend a lot of time to learn. And actually, I'm still learning this. Is the analytical writing, and sometimes it happens as it appears as arguments or an essays or essays, because many tasks like GPT high intermediate level test, TOEFL, GRE, GMAT, IELTS all use this type. And if you want to go study abroad, you need to write one thing called statement of purpose, and that is also an essay. And analytical writing, because this is more from Western world. So for Eastern students, they may not be so good at this because the way of thinking and the way of organized thoughts are completely different. Like in the analytical writing, most of the time you need to bring out your points directly, because in the past you may write a point, but you bring out some other description first, like just like what we do in a speech. But in analytical writing, you have to have your point, the topic sentence, directly go out at first. Yeah. So that's the types, and in the next years, in the future or in the following years, you need to spend time on learning how to write analytical writing, and that will be a very challenging part. And our EVP team invited me to talk about writing about English composition in my SGD. But actually, when I got this message, my reaction is like this. Yeah, actually, I don't think I'm good at English composition at all. So if I really take this task, what can I tell you? So I think for a long time, and finally find I have one thing more than others. That is, I'm very experienced. I'm very experienced in taking tests. So my experience, I can share with you. I take a lot of tests, including all the GP tests from the elementary level to high intermediate level, and TOEFL, GRE, and GRE for TOEFL for 2 times, and other tests. So you can see the elementary and intermediate level writing, I just got the very normal scores because the passing score is 80. So I only got 82. Although I passed it at once, it just shows my writing skills are just normal. And my 学测 is quite not bad. I got 70. It's actually highest score in my class, but the writing type is writing a letter. So because that is a letter for apologize. You need to apologize for something and write a letter to your friend. So I think it's because I'm very sincere in that letter. So the score gave me very high scores, but just normal. Just very lucky. And my 职考 is just still normal. So you can see I'm just very, very normal and may not be very good at. Yeah, but for this part, it's for like the description part and for like the letter part. So it's not analytical writing. So when it comes to analytical writing, well, the first one I made is GPT high intermediate level. And actually, I take this test after I was elected as the president of NTTS 2 years ago. It's in June. So I decided to take a test to have a chance to show that I'm capable to be the president. But I got a 66. It's pretty bad. Yeah, I know, very bad. And so I'm very frustrated and even question myself that can I really do a good job? I doubt myself. But I'm the person who don't like to give up. So after 1 year, I decided to I even take the first test again, and in order to take the second test. So for the second time, I decided to take again, and I got 72. Only 6 points higher. And I'm very frustrated because I thought this time should pass. I don't know. Because at that time, actually, I spent too much time on thinking, so I don't have enough time to finish it. So maybe that's the reason, but maybe not. But you know, I don't like to give up. So again, I decided to take it again. So it's just a few months ago, I finally passed. But with the same score, can you see? 82, 82, 82. So maybe 82 is my upper bound. But you can see it after, it's very near to this date. So it's actually after I taking the TOEFL test. So I can say something about the TOEFL test. But in the middle, I take GRE test. GRE test is famous for its difficulty. Very, very difficult. You cannot easily get high scores. And it is changed. It has new system recently. So my score is for the past system. But still, very, very low. 3 means health, but actually means you are only at the last 10%. You may think it's very low, but you know, Taiwanese students at most can get 4. 3 is very normal, very general. And if you are very good at English, I have a friend who is like a native speaker. She got 4.0, so it's hard. If you are majoring in English and your professionalness is the English, then you should get 5. But that's okay, that's okay. 3 is good enough for me. But GRE test, you may not need to take this. TOEFL test, I believe most of you will have a chance to take it. I am proud of my TOEFL writing score because I got 27. The full score is 30. Can't believe it, right? Compared to the first part, normal is pretty high. And I take the second time, I got 29. You may be very surprised, but I want to say that is for TOEFL test, what I did is just I find the way to take the test. So maybe in the past it's just I don't know how to take the test, but maybe this is an excuse. But so you can see I really have hard time on GPT, high intermediate level test, and TOEFL test. So I will spend some time on comparing 2 of them because I'm really experiencing those 2 tests. So GPT and TOEFL test. So firstly, their difference. They are designed. It is designed in Taiwan. The GPT test and TOEFL test is designed in USA. Why this is important is because there will be cultural difference between the tests. So, but before talk about it, let me just say some problem types. You may not know about this, so I give some introduction. First, in GPT high intermediate level test, you will first get a translation from Chinese to English, and you need to translate the paragraphs, and then you will get the issue. The issue will just ask you to state the status quo and the current situation and talk about the pros and cons about this situation. And then you need to say your opinion. That is actually a small essay, and in 150 words to 180 words. And in TOEFL test, it is much different. There is one thing called integrated writing. In this type of writing, you don't need to write your own words. You don't need to write your own ideas. The only thing you need to do is you will get a passage of reading, a reading passage, and then you need to read it and find the points, and then they will play listening. In the listening, there will be a lecturer, or just give the points opposed to the writer. So you will find the different stance for an issue. So what you do is to do a summary to conclude to point out the differences and then give the conclusion of the whole speech. So you need to what you need to is to have a good structure and put the points in it and say the points clearly. So for those who don't have your own ideas, this type of writing is much easier. But TOEFL still tests your independent writing. That means you need to have your ideas, but it's more limited. It will give you a statement or just like two choices. Then you need to choose your stance and say your reasons. For example, I got a problem of there will be a shopping mall built in your neighborhood. Do you agree with it or do you disagree with it? Or I got, do you think cars, the automobiles, are important than airplanes or not? It's very strange, but you need to have one stand and say the reasons, and that's all. So you can see TOEFL test. Actually, if you know what it is test, then you can have the way to take it. But the main purpose is actually different from the test. That is because the place it is decided. In GEPT's test, the score will focus more on your writing skills, like your word usages, the complex sentence structure you can use,